everyone. It's Sergio, your Santa Barbara Realtor, for all the breaking news and Santa Barbara real estate trends. You know, with all the different parties involved in a real estate transaction, from home stagers, home warranty, home inspectors, appraisers, escrow officers, termite inspectors, lenders, CPAs, attorneys, and title, part of what separates a good realtor from a great realtor is the team that they've built to ensure a smooth closing for you. You know, today I have with me my title expert, TJ Dwyer from Chicago Title and Fidelity National Title, to share his expertise. Okay, today with us we have TJ Dwyer from Chicago Title. Thanks again for coming in and sharing your expertise. You know, TJ, I often get asked, you know, when I'm in middle of transactions, you know, what am I paying for when it comes to title? What is exactly that they do?
Well, what we do in title is we do research.
Okay.
We research the public records and to disclose to everybody involved in transactions the results of that research. Those can be recorded liens, loans, easements, contracts. So we search the public record, issue a preliminary report which discloses those recorded documents that affect the property in some way.
And the alternative of not having, you know, not having title insurance company do this, it would be like an attorney, like similar to that of like Texas or New York.
That's right. In many states, title work is done differently than it is in California. We have title companies that issue preliminary reports, issue title policies. It's helped speed up the transaction process. It's helped make it a lot cleaner for both the owner and the lender.
Right. And I mean, being that Santa Barbara is so unique and its grand history here, you know, how's that affect you know title policies and issues here?
Well, it does affect things because we're relying on documents that were recorded back in the 1880s. I mean, in handwritten documents. And so Santa Barbara is very unique in that it's not your straightforward subdivided types of properties. I mean, these properties go back to the rancho lands, the 1880s, you know, the Spanish land grants.
So I mean, yeah, I mean most subdivisions are very cookie cutter, but here in Santa Barbara,
it's not like that. No, and the more modern subdivisions we have a modern subdivision process, you know, since the 1950s that have taken hold. But before that, things were done just very arbitrarily. Arbitrary cuts for properties. Private easements, and so you get a whole lot of unique challenges in Santa Barbara.
I see. And speaking of easements, you know, let's talk about that a little bit. You know, we have easements that burden some homeowners, and then we have some easements that benefit.
Well, that's important to know. In the preliminary report, the title research will disclose this. So, yes, there can be a number of private easements that benefit a property. For instance, a driveway over your neighbor's property to get out to the public road.
I see.
There can be easements that burden your property. An example of that would be a utility easement going through the rear of the property.
I see. Okay.
So yes, there are easements that benefit a property, and there are easements that burden the property, and they're both disclosed in our work.
I see. And that's important because, you know, if someone's intentions to purchase this property and they're thinking about, you know, expanding the property or building a pool or a tennis court, you know, here in Santa Barbara, you know, how does...
Well, that's an interesting point. When you have a client who is going to do something to a property, it's very important that you look at the preliminary report to see what it tells you. If there are recorded easements that burden a portion of the property, you just need to pay attention to determine if those are going to affect your client's ability to do what they want with the property.
So, for example, they want to build a pool and they didn't pay attention or discover where that easement was and it ran directly through the pool.
Well, that could be an issue. And that's why you want a title report that tells you where these things are. Without a title report, how would you know where these things are? And that's one of the values of title insurance is we disclose those matters of record that affect properties.
And some of these easements, you know, that do cross neighboring properties, who's responsible to maintain, you know, these easements that may have shrubbery or landscaping?
Sometimes we cannot determine that. In the more sophisticated easement documents, the more modern easement documents that were done by attorneys often include maintenance provisions that are clear-cut. Many of the older documents that we're talking about from the 1800s, they rarely contain maintenance provisions. So that's an important thing to pay attention to.
And you know, what's lastly, what's not covered under title insurance? You know, what do you guys not cover?
Well, title insurance is not designed to cover for everything, but one example that title insurance doesn't provide any protection for would be governmental issues. For instance, zoning permitting things, eminent domain, for instance. We can't protect against the government's ability to do what they're going to do.
Right. I mean, here in Santa Barbara, we deal with zoning information reports that,
that's right.
You know, come out and inspect the property on every transfer of property to, you know, what's permitted, what's not permitted.
I think it's important that clients have realtors like yourself that will do a lot of this due diligence for them. And these matters are off record. They're not in the county recorder's public record, but they could be in the zoning counter. And we don't search those things. And it's really important that clients have realtors like yourself that will do that work for them.
Okay, great. Well, I really appreciate your time again.
Well, sure.
TJ Dwyer with Chicago Title. For all the breaking news in Santa Barbara real estate trends, please subscribe to my videos, forward to a friend, and leave a comment below. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.